This is a computer stand that I just made for my wife, and those of you that watch my channel know that I've been working on her long arm over here and getting it into like a CNC long arm machine. And so it's really nice to be able to have the computer right next to where you're working. So this stand it's 36 inches tall, and it's only about 11 inches deep, 17 inches wide. I didn't put a room on here for a mouse. If you were going to do that, you'd want to make it a little bit wider, but we just use the mouse on the keyboard there. And I just finished it today, but it looks like it's going to serve our purpose really well. It'll roll up underneath the long arm machine, up under here, and get up out of the way. And let me just show you a few little things about it. Now, you know, it's 36 inches tall and it's only 11 inches deep, so being those dimensions, it could be a little tippy. It's really not bad. Part of the reason is because I kind of did the casters on little outriggers out here, because, you know, as a caster swivels, it actually moves to the inside, and so gets kind of inside the dimensions too, makes it even more likely to tip. And then we've got little shelves with a 1/2 inch lip around them so that things don't roll off. Then the upper shelf is about the same way. I leave these corners open because I hate it when crumbs and stuff get down in there, and this way you can just sweep them out the corners. Alright, let's get into the shop and we'll get it made. I've got all my pieces assembled to build the legs, and I even went ahead and put the little feet that hold the outboard wheels in place, and they're just screwed on there, and then I went ahead and countersunk for the screws to screw them up to the thing. You'll see how I put those on here in just a minute. I've taken a 1/16 inch radius router bit and I've smoothed over the edges of this. That way when you grab this thing and move it, it's going to feel nice, you know, in your hand. And I would suggest on anything that you're going to be handling, you know, after you make it, it makes a really nice, see if you can see it there, it makes a really nice edge. 1/16 inch radius router bit. Alright, so now we'll get this first leg put together. I want to make sure that I've got the correct ones together. Okay. And then this is going to go up underneath there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the other piece and stick it up there just to give me a level surface for just 1 second. I've got my marking right here. Now I want to pre-drill these holes, the ones that are out here on the far edge, because it's going to split this board underneath there if I don't do that. And, you know, a question people have is, okay, how do I know what size pilot drill to drill out my hole? Okay, well, what you do is you just lay it on top of your screw and look down on top of it and make sure that you see. So when you look at a screw, get up here, when you look at a screw, you see the threads and you see the solid part in the middle. Okay, you want your pilot to be just a little bit smaller than the diameter of that center solid piece in the middle right there. Okay, so I need to work pretty hard here to make sure that I get this square. So I'm going to lay a square on that. If I get these legs out of square, then when I go to put this thing together, it's going to rock like crazy. Okay, so that's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this out. Boards together are 1.5 inches, so my screws are 1.25 inches. Okay, now we're going to attach the top, and I have a 1/8 inch piece of masonite on top of my workbench that I can just move around, and I'm going to push it over just a little bit, and that allows me to set a square here, and the table will hold it up, and then I can line it up to the edge of that masonite. It'll keep it right in the right place for me. Put my top right there against it and bring this first leg up, and that's going to get me nicely squared up. So first I'm going to put the screw in the top. Now I'm using These Spax screws, I love these things. Like it says, no splitting right here. They're really good at not splitting. It says they're made for hardwood and MDF. And I use them on MDF and oak a lot. But for this application, they're going to be really good because, first of all, I'm not going to have to drill a countersink hole. And I'm right on the edge of this board, and I'm going down the length of this board. So I'm likely to split either one of them. And this should keep that from happening in both instances. So let me get a little glue on here. Now we're going to put the shelf in there, and I just need a couple of little props to hold this up. Okay, I just got all the pieces sanded that are going to brace the front, and they also act as kind of a little lip to keep stuff from falling off the tray, because this is a mobile cart. So let me get those put in place. Now you'll see this one, it doesn't go end to end, and that's on purpose. That way, as you know, little bits of trash and stuff fall down in here, you can just rake them to the end and get them out of there. Alright, so standing up, it doesn't wobble. That's because we kept it square while we were building it. Probably a little bit of a miracle too. Alright, I think this is going to be a really nice addition to our CNC quilting machine. Make it a lot easier. You can have it right there with you when you're right next to where you're working. Hope this was helpful to you, or at least interesting. Thank you for watching.